especially in the last, I'd say since
10 years?
Not 10
20 years?
I'm going back to pre-Christian Leitner, to
30 years?
To the Michael Jordan era, essentially, to like 1983. Duke is top 3 teams in the last 35 years in college.
So it's Duke, North Carolina, and who else?
It depends on what time frame. Kentucky was
too.
Was
okay.
bad at the beginning of, or was okay at the beginning of the 90s, and then they had the year with Christian Leitner, and then they were really good, and then they had down years, and then they won 2 titles at the end of the 90s.
Yeah, because don't forget, Duke was so bad before Coach K got there, and even then, his first couple of years were awful.
Yes, and then Kentucky
he had to make a name for himself.
Kentucky was, I wouldn't say worthless, but Kentucky had nothing until Calipari comes in. Then Kentucky over the last 10 years has been great. UConn has also had very dominant runs, and then not. Now, if we really want to say...
Even Syracuse, too, early 2000s.
If we really want to say the top 3 college basketball teams since 1983, instead of looking for another men's team, I would like to throw UConn women's into the hat.
Yes.
That's not an issue.
Agreed, yes.
And I'm not even saying... I'm saying best overall. Gino Ariomi... I just mispronounced his name.
That's okay.
I had a brain fart.
I'm pretty sure he's not listening.
11 national
Somehow
titles.
Get back to him.
11 national titles. That most dominant stretch. Whenever he started at UConn till now, that, in my opinion, is the most dominant stretch. And it would be Duke, UNC, and women's UConn from 83 until now.
That's really fair.
We're just talking about NCAA, right?
Just basketball in general.
Just basketball.
And basketball in general.
Just college
NBA.
basketball.
Oh, but
just college basketball. And
what about men's?
Hold on. What about men's?
Yeah, what about men's? Like you said, Duke, North Carolina, and then you put UConn women in there.
No, I think UConn women... If you put an all-time team of UConn women from 83 till now, and you put them up against all-time Kentucky from 83 till now, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be a win for UConn women's.
It'd be competitive, though.
It would be competitive.
Which is scary.
That's actually frightening.
It's like Alabama versus the Browns of 3 years ago.
No. Not in the slightest.
No, I mean like competition-wise. They played in the actual game.
No.
Sense of boys against men.
Because it's not boys against men. Because UConn women...
UConn women could beat the Knicks now.
UConn women,
let's be honest.
UConn women are more men than the Browns were. The Browns had no talent in the slightest. UConn women now have way more talent in their respective sport than the Browns did 3 years ago.
I'm just saying
UConn women have an actual coach.
Athleticism. I'm saying skill.
Athleticism?
I kind of get what you're saying in a weird way.
Yeah.
I do kind of get it.
No, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, so do I, but what you're trying to say, and I agree with you, is basically that the UConn women have more talent in all of their pinky fingers combined than what the Browns did like 5 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was.
Or last week. But right before all their trades. That's
like if Brittany Griner would have came to the NBA. Like, she would have got demolished.
She wouldn't have gotten demolished, but she would have gotten beat down.
What about what's her name? Becky Hammon, right? That's her name.
Becky Hammon.
Yeah.
She would have gotten shut down by everyone because she's 5'9". She would have gotten shut down by 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. But you throw 6'8" Brittany Griner.
That's going a little far, Isaiah Thomas.
But if you throw
Celtics Isaiah Thomas.
Celtics Isaiah Thomas.
That's what I'm saying. That's like he plays no defense. That's all I'm saying.
Not Cavs Isaiah Thomas.
But if you throw in a 6'8" Brittany Griner into the NBA, I wouldn't say she could beat down like Becky Hammon. Not in the slightest. But look, we spent almost 35 minutes on this. Right before we move on, let's just make our Final Four predictions, because obviously our original Final Four predictions were for garbage, for nothing, because they were horrible. We have our Final Four teams right here. Eric, Loyola, Michigan. Who wins?
My heart says Loyola, but my head says Michigan.
So what's your math going to say?
Hey.
You know what? I'm pulling for the upset, Loyola.
Cameron?
I think the Cinderella run ends here with Michigan.
Thank you. What about you, KJ?
I have Michigan versus Kansas, and I have Michigan winning the NCAA tournament.
So we have another Michigan. What about you, Kyle?
Michigan against Kansas with
Eric.
Kansas
You're totally outnumbered.
You said with Kansas
because
winning?
you know what? I love the way Loyola. I've watched them the most this whole tournament. I'm not even kidding.
Loyola?
Absolutely. I've watched them the most. And you know what? They impress me. They really do. They compete with pretty much anyone that you throw at them. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if the Cinderella run ended here. Obviously, Michigan's the favorite, but everybody was the favorite when you're going up against Loyola. I don't know. There's just something about them that's... It just makes it fun to root for them. I would not be shocked if Michigan won this, but I really want to see the Cinderella do well.
Michigan, coming into the tournament, I gave Michigan no shot. I actually had Michigan out, I think, to the round of 32. We on air before the tournament said, oh, Michigan looks really... I'm like, no, Michigan, I don't like them. I don't like them the slightest.
I had Michigan out in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I had them too.
I had them a lot earlier than that. I didn't give them enough credit. I have to give them the credit now. I do believe the national title game will be Michigan-Villanova. It's not as good of a game as I really hoped the national title game would be. It's for some reason it's just missing that edge.
It's missing the luster.
I think it's a cakewalk for Villanova. Jay Wright winning his second national title in 3 years, and with that, he might start getting some really serious NBA offers if he wins his second national title in 3 years.
Do you think he would leave?
Well, Jay Wright, don't forget, he started his college coaching career where, Eric? Right down the road at Hofstra University.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. I forgot about that.
Jay Wright started off at Hofstra University. That's crazy. Also, like Dan Quinn. So, you know what? Crazy world. I do think
can happen.
If Villanova, or when Villanova wins the national title, Jay Wright gone to the NBA. And when we come back, we'll be discussing MLB. Tim Tebow playing at AA? And who's that guy starting for the San Francisco Giants on opening day? And much more here on 90.3 WHPC.
Okay. Yo.
Tell your friends about the Nassau Morning Madhouse. Hear what you're missing.
Check it out.
Check it out.
I'll be doing karaoke this Saturday. I sang the theme song to Family Matters.
Can you sing it? Yes, please.
It's a rare condition of this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. Love and tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside. Oh my God! Because all I see is a tower of dreams.
Those all the
Real
words.
love bursting up in every seam. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
Oh my God, I love that.
Nassau Morning Madhouse. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9. On the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
And welcome back to the home stretch here on 90.3 WHPC. My name is Andrew Zucker, alongside me, Eric Fischetti, Cameron Bonagura, KJ Brooks.
That's me.
And Kyle McKay.
You almost forgot his name. You almost forgot his name.
No, I almost kept saying, because when we did the intro, I said Kyle McKay before KJ Brooks, but they're seated differently. I don't know why I did. So my brain for a second was like, that's not Kyle McKay. That's not KJ Brooks.
You could have said Kyle McKay and KJ Brooks, and they would have just said
but
yes.
my brain was looking, and it wasn't allowing for it. It's I don't know.
You're thinking too fast.
Thinking too fast?
You're thinking too fast.
All right, whatever you say. Now, Tim Tebow will start off this season at AA Binghamton. Why? Why?
Wait, is that because
That's a
he
good
should be at
question,
single A?
actually. Marketing.
Selling jerseys.
Are you asking the question only because you think he should be at single A or cut?
Or just not in the league altogether.
Completely out of the league.
Okay.
Look, if he can play, he can play.
Sure. I was like, some people are thinking he should be in AAA, so I'm just making sure we're all on the same page here.
You think Tim Tebow is good enough to play for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies?
For that name, maybe.
Maybe for that name, no. Okay, let's
They used
be
to be the
honest.
Binghamton Mets.
They are using Tim Tebow so bad right now. Let's be honest. They are using that
How many years
man.
ago did they change from the Mets to the Rumble Ponies?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
It's less than 5.
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yes.
Of all the names, why the Rumble Ponies?
Oh, there are some bad
I mean,
ones.
maybe it's
throughout
the closest
the
thing to a
minor
gator.
leagues.
Why the Rumble Ponies? Come on. All right.
Through the minor leagues, there are some really bad
There are
ones.
some bad ones. But
I think Yankees minor league affiliate just changed their name too.
To the Tarpoons.
which one?
I don't know. Maybe I want to say Trenton.
They're the Trenton
No, I
Thunder.
think it was a single A team.
Who's single A?
It might be the low A.
Yeah,
because they're the Tampa Yankees.
They're the Tampa Yankees.
Yeah, the Tampa
Single A.
Yankees changed.
They changed their name? Okay.
So it's the Staten
That's
Island
okay.
Yankees.
I'm not
and the Brooklyn
entirely
Cyclones.
sure. Let me double check.
No, like I'm not saying Yankees right now. I'm saying like I'm thinking of the two home team minor league affiliates that are right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mets is Brooklyn Cyclones and
Las Vegas.
what?
No. That's the AAA affiliate.
Oh, no,
Okay.
he's talking about
Just
who's
saying,
like within our range
right here.
now.
Oh,
Brooklyn
okay.
Cyclones play at MCU
Just a
Park.
drive, no flights.
Yeah, MCU Park. I don't even drive there. I actually take the train there. Take the LIRR to Brooklyn to the terminal, and then take the subway over. I went to a music festival at MCU Park last summer, not this past one, but like 2 summers ago, summer 2016.
Damn, the Yankees have a lot of minor league affiliates.
Yankees have a lot of minor league affiliates.
Pulaski Yankees, Gulf Coast League Yankees,
Yeah, that's-
Dominican Summer League, Staten Island Yankees, Charleston River
Charleston's
Dogs,
single A team.
Tampa Harpoons.
Tampa
Single
That's
A
their high
advanced.
A team. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
they
that's
changed
their
it.
main
And then-
like A team.
And then the Trenton Thunder, then
And then
Scranton
Trenton, and then
Wilkes-Barre.
Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
That's their the Rail Riders.
Rail Riders. Yes.
Rail Riders.
I remember. So my side note before we get back into like actual baseball and stuff like that. Grandparents had a house near in Pennsylvania, near Scranton for many years. It was over 50. So we spent our summers there essentially. I'd go to sleepaway camp first month, and then I'd be in Scranton or right outside Scranton for the next month. And we used to go to games. And I remember before the Scranton team was even the Yankees team. I remember when it used to be the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Red Barons, and that was the Philadelphia Phillies team.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I remember when they sold, and my dad's a huge Mets fan. My brother and I are Yankee fans. My dad's like, oh, all right, I guess I'd take you to something close to a Yankee game since it's like a 20-minute drive. But I hate the Yankees, so we'll go.
That's okay. A lot of people do.
Yeah, I get that. But I remember when it was still Scranton Wilkes-Barre Red Barons. And then it was the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, and now the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Why it's the Rail Riders? Because they actually have trains are a massive thing in Scranton, and they actually have the train museum right near there. Mm-hmm. So it's playing
That makes sense.
homage or homage, however you want to pronounce it.
Better than the Rumble Ponies.
Yeah, better than that.
Definitely better. But like, I still think minor league teams change their names way too often.
Yeah.
They really do. It's like Puff Daddy, like
What were
changing his name.
the Mets were the Zephyrs at one point. Which team was the Zephyrs?
Oh.
I can't even remember.
Whose affiliate was this?
The Mets.
Oh, it had to be at least 10 years ago.
Well, let's see. Hold on.
What is it called?
The Zephyrs.
Zephyrs, like a brand?
They were a New York Mets minor league affiliate, the Zephyrs.
I understand. Zephyr is basically a hat brand now.
Dude, look at me. Come on. Do I look like I know anything about fashion and hats?
No, I'm just saying, like, I just know that. It's just like the useless things that you know. Like, for instance, kangaroos can't jump backwards. See?
What?
Now when you're fighting a kangaroo, just get behind him. You're welcome.
Why do you know that?
I don't know. Just call me Crocodile
He
Dundee.
knows about kangaroos.
But
I
you're
know
not
about baby calves. It's
Whatever.
Just, we all have useless information.
All right. Getting back into the baseball. Big Sexy, released by the Texas Rangers, re-signed to a minor league deal. It's so sad to see
Shocker.
Big Sexy released. So sad.
It's not. It's
nice
time
to
for him
see
retire.
him back into baseball, though. He's never going to retire. He's going to Julio Franco, the living garbage out of baseball.
I think if he retires, it helps his memory live on. I feel like if he just keeps working this out, everybody's going to remember the guy that stayed one extra year too long.
He stayed one extra year too long about 45 pounds ago. All right?
No. 2 years ago, he was still actually contributing for a major league club. Last year was the first year that you saw that he cannot really get people out in the major league level anymore. And that's when he's got to look at himself and say, hey, it was a great ride. You got to say 20 plus years in the major leagues, nobody else can really say that they can do that.
Julio Franco.
Really quick, I just found a very
Go ahead and
interesting...
move on into the sunset.
I just found a really interesting minor league name. Previously, the Zephyrs.
The baby cakes.
Yeah, the New Orleans
That's it.
Baby
New
Cakes.
Orleans Zephyrs. New Orleans Zephyrs.
Yeah,
They
were
weren't affiliated with the
0708.
Mets at the time.
The Zephyrs were at one point affiliated.
0708.
Were
I looked it up.
affiliated with the Mets. See, minor league teams also change affiliates all the time. The Columbus Clippers used to be...
Now they're with the Marlins.
The Columbus Clippers?
No,
the baby cakes.
Oh, because I'm like, the Columbus
Yeah,
Clippers at one point were the Yankees. That was before Yankees became Scranton Wilkes-Barre Red Barons, and then Yankees.
Wasn't Columbus AA?
Columbus was
I
the
think
Yankees
Columbus is
AAA.
with Indians now.
Columbus at one point was, I think after the Yankees was the Nationals.
Yeah, the Columbus Clippers are with the Indians.
But it's like, see, it changes all the time. All the time. It's the weirdest
they
thing.
re-rotate them. That's why the Mets are out in Las Vegas now instead of somewhere a lot closer.
Well, I think